Okay, let's play around the complex game of exopets and mimicries, and this is what you need to enhance the smart game. This means first you can use now this side of the hexagon board. This is the loot board, and here you find all material, machines, tools, what you can combine to make, for example, as a hex swapper, you get this robot, the battery, and get this one, or the what's called the fire and the hairspray, and to make a flamethrower, an exo salad, these both, and the spacesuit with the spacesuit itself, and of course the O2 bottle. And you can make a Lurbank and destroy mimicries. This is what you can study during the game. And now we have in the box next to the exopets, we have this part is the loot, and here are these tools, elements, and machines what you can explore or loot in every room and every corridor at every time. And if you loot or you spend an RLC, this is the one action what is now accessible now, then you can exhaust this and take for every RLC one loot out of the box and place it here. Exhaust it and place it here, or maybe on this side, wherever you want. But sometimes it's good if you, for example, you craft an flamethrower, then you have this lighter and the hairspray, and combine them to a flamethrower. As an example, I leave this here. And in the game, we now played until we're close to discover level 2. We are still on level 1. For the game, another thing will be added to are these mimicry figures. There's the mini mimicry and the boss mimicry. We have 3 of each type. First we place it here at the edge of the playing field. Then we need the nest. This is the place where the mimicry spawn. We will place it here, not connected to this, but somewhere here on the table. And yes, this is the spawning point. Now we will continue this game in level 1. And yes, let's start. For example, this is here, and he wants to discover another room. Like we talked about before, smart game, you choose a room, you can place it wherever you want. In this case, it's in corridor. This cost no RLC, but you have to make dice roll, and she has +1. That means she takes 5 exopod pets out of the box. This, and then we compare it with the exopets of each player. This is clean. This is clean too, because there's no double ganger somewhere. And this small starfish is clean. I have to choose 5. Oh, I forgot to count how many I already token, but yes, at the moment it's clean. Okay, we take another one and place it here. Oh, we see now we have a doppelganger with this guy. This is already in the checked area, like this one. It means this guy is now rolling the dice. Green says fine if she or yes, if she rolls red, then this Exocet is a doppelganger and attacks her. But we rolled green, that means she's lucky. Her Exocet goes onto the clean side, but this is automatically the Mimicry, the doppelganger, and attacks her. And she loses one of her RLCs, and it's placed somewhere here. It doesn't matter if it's exhausted or not exhausted, you choose it. But normally if you have one is exhausted, then you choose this one. Okay, but she loses only one because she's on level 1. Level 2 or 3. Now we are on level 2 on this side. We would lose more. But we are now on level 2. That means don't forget that you're on the Hexapod. Unlock everything, what functionality, what is described here with level 2. Here something. And yes, that's all. But now this is in level 1. Everything is played as before, except of course loot collection. But now if this guy moves on this place and discovers a level 2 field, you can see it here on this side with these green tendrils, and connected to this place, to this gap. Always have a look on these gaps, and you move from one room or corridor to another room. Then you have to roll the dice, and now take 4 Exocets. Means we this one, we don't have it somewhere. Okay, it's clean. This is clean too. And this is if we have a double one here on the dirty side. Now this happens. We have to take of course another one. Oh, this is double 2. That means we have 2 Exocet incidences. This is on the double side on this side here. Okay, but first we handle this, because you have to handle every case after each other. Even this guy is dead, but it's still living, and we handle this as means this Exocet is the doppelganger, because this is the clean one. It goes on this side because this one is already dead in the dirty side, and this means this one is the doppelganger, the Mimicry, and attacks her. This token goes back into the Exocet box, and she gets a damage of 2 RLCs. Because of moving here, she already exhausted one. But of course, she loses 2 because she's standing on level 2, and that's why she's losing 2 of her RLCs. We take one what is already exhausted and one what is fresh, because we have no other choice. And now she's harmed and has only 1 RLC. Okay, but we have still another doppelganger, and this doppelganger is attacking her again, because this doppelganger and this doppelganger have to be compared, and this is already clean. This means this is on the safe side. She's lucky, but her is now doppelganger and attacks her. It goes back into the box. In the description, somewhere here, you can find all the cases, how to find out who is the doppelganger, who has it, and things like that. So she loses another 2 RLC, but she has only 1 RLC. That means she is dead and be taken out of the game. This game figure will be placed here, and for her or for this player it's over for the round. In the next round she can choose another crew, a member out of the crew ID stack, and start again somewhere in. But in this case we had 2 doppelganger cases. It means 2 mimicries will be created. They spawn in the nest and will be placed here. And now it gets a little bit more interesting, because when she now moves around, for this, for example, moving costs only 1 RLC. You don't have to make an exploring test. Now she discovered another room. We find this pet kennel in level 2. You see it here on the green tendrils. Jump on this side. Now she has to make an exploring test. And now it gets very interesting. What happens now? Red. Now, always when you roll a red number and a mimicry is inside of the nest, then the mimicry jumps onto the field and attacks you instantly. That means you're on level 2. And this mimicry attacks you. But you don't have to collect any exopets with this exploration test, because you rolled the red one. The red one means always take a mimicry if it's in the nest. If there's nothing in the nest, then you take this amount of numbers of exopets as before. But she loses now 2 of her RLCs. It means these 2 are gone, and normally she is dead, but she is not dead because she has a flamethrower. And as I showed before, so take a look out of this thing. You have the lighter, the hairspray, and together you get a flamethrower. And now you can defeat the attack of the mimicry. That means nothing happens, but you should get away from the mimicry. That means you spend 1 RLC. So with defeating the exopet, your hairspray is empty. There's something written here downside. It means it's only 1 time usable, and the 1 time usable loot tokens go back into the box. And she tries to escape and jumps around. One thing, if you use a 1 time usable token, you don't have to spend RLC. This is only the action defined by these 1 time usables. In other words, this lighter is now not usable because you need fuel. You need the hairspray. Okay, she escapes in this place by turning around her RLC. And the round is now over. And now we start with a mimicry phase, because mimicries are now on this place. And the mimicries, they move. And we roll the dice, and we roll a 1. That means we have a look at these numbers at the edges of the hexagon, in which direction this mimicry moves now. And we made a 1, and it's described here in mimicry movement. And there is a wall, with this one, but in this case there is no empty space, and the mimicry is moving through the wall on this field. If there would be a roll of 5, then it bounces against this wall and goes in this direction. And if there's a door, then it's the same. If there's no space, then it bounces and goes in this direction. But if I roll a 3, then it goes through the ball. So through some small vent corridors, I don't know. But it goes through this room. And if I would roll a 6, then this mimicry goes directly to this place where this guy is standing. Or it's not a guy, it's a woman. And she will be attacked by the mimicry. But in this case, she only loses 1 ALC because she's standing on the star field. And this is level 1. This is not level 2 or something. But if she would stand here and the mimicry goes on this field, then she loses only 1, 2 because it's a level 1 field. If it's a level 2 field like this, then she loses 2. I hope you understand this. Yes, and this is the rule system for Exopets and Mimicries, the complex game. One thing at the end, if you have discovered all these fields, then somewhere, take a little bit pause, make it. For example, you have the nest here and everything is discovered, so the whole table is full of these hexagons, and you're now standing here. Then you see some of these doors, these gaps, are covered with eggs, or like this. But if you have a flamethrower, that means this, a hairspray and a lighter, then you can burn, and you're standing here and you want to go here, and this is the last hexagon field, and someone burns it through the eggs, spends his hairspray, then you can place the nest on this side. And now the nest is connected to the playing field. The big benefit of this is when you place it here, you can place an allure bomb on it. That means you have to spend 3 clean exopets, and you need 3 materials for the bomb. You can see how this is connected to the hairspray, the broccoli, and the O2 bottle. You need these 3 things. Place them on top here too, if you have them. And what was the second one? The hairspray. Oh, so you see, it's not so easy. You need these 6 things to make a lure bomb. And if you place them and run away, in the next round, this is completely destroyed, the nest. And if this happens, we take every mimicry which is moving on the field out of the game, even it's an boss mimicry. Okay, let's talk a little bit about mimicry evolution. When we have in the nest 3 mimicries, or 2 mimicries, or 3 mimicries on the field, doesn't matter where it is, if it's in the nest or on the field, and we, in the exploration test, we have another doppelganger. So, for example, at the moment we don't have, but you know what I mean. Then these 3 mimicries will be taken out of the game, but placed here at the side, and a boss mimicry will be placed on the nest. And the next exploring test, if you roll a red one, then this mimicries comes on the field. And so it's going on. So if you get another doppelganger incident, then you get another mini mimicry, and if you if there will be a 4th, then another boss mimicry will be created in the nest, and it's going on like this. 1, 2, 3, and they're moving around, and then you get a 4th, then you get till everything is full of mimicries. But if there's nothing more at the edge of the playing table, then there's still full. There's no mimicry coming anymore onto the field. Yes, that is this part. And if you have got so many mimicries and you can handle it to destroy the nest, then you get rid of all them together, and till the end of the game you don't get any mimicries anymore.